Hi, this is Sensamashi, and this is a pick a card reading on your love situation. So I wanted to keep it general like that because I was trying to think of things. I was like, should I do like a how do they feel about me? Should I do a this or that? And the one that just settled strongest with me is just your situation on love, because I realized what I was trying to like help with recently is like I feel like many of us are kind of going on our journey right now. I feel all of us more or less trust what's going on with our own journeys, but maybe just like hearing like a bit of an affirmation or confirmational type of reading, it'll help us be more confident with our path. So maybe actually this is like a pick a card reading on confidence. Nah, pick a card reading on your love situation. And then I think I'll do multiple pick a card readings like this. Love situation, career situation maybe. Yeah, I'll try to think of some different readings. But yeah, go ahead and pick a reading between reading 1, 2, or 3. I'm just like looking for crystals around my room. Yeah. So reading number 1 is the citrine. Reading number 2 is the raw amethyst cluster, and reading number 3 is the rose quartz. And I have the video up on my face because it was a personal request. Somebody said that my videos were missing my facial features, so here I am. Thank you for the kind words. If it's alright that I give you a shout out, I hope it is. The person's name is Christopher John. Okay. So 3 cards already fell out. They're all face down, so I'm just gonna put them with each one. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. Oh, and the timestamps below in the description. Go there if you want to click on it. Yeah. And yeah, and thank you all for being here. And if you'd like to support me and receive a personal reading, you can email me at sensamashi@gmail.com, and you can check the description below for more details on booking a reading with me. So yeah, thank you all so much. All right, we're gonna get started. Reading number 1, the citrine, is the 9 of Wands. Okay, so your love situation is possibly on hold, if that makes sense to you, and if not, it's I'm just kidding. That's the message for reading number 1. The reading number 1's message is that you're resting when it comes to your love situation. You're not sure what exactly is going on. It's like at first everything was growing, everything was good, and then suddenly like once your connection with this person, where you both ended up on your journeys, suddenly there's these walls, and you're not quite sure if you're you're not quite sure if those walls will ever come down. This is what I want to say. I'm gonna pull a clarifier on the 9 of Wands, or rather just some additional messages. The High Priestess. These are intuitive walls. These are spiritual walls. Okay, so between you and this person, it's like you're not able to get to this person in the 3D space necessarily. There's some part where you're not able to reach the person or them reach you, but the spiritual connection, of course, is always there, and so you're feeling the connection, but you're sort of apart from the connection. You're not really able to put any additional energy into the connection because there are like blockages or walls that are put up, whether that was from you, the other person, or like life circumstances creating these walls. Very often that's the case as well, you know. Just whatever the walls are for you, however they were formed, Spirit is just saying like, we see your situation, and Spirit's other message is that trust, like you're feeling the connection, even though there are walls, for a reason, you know? Sometimes that's just the case. And when that's the case, the best you can do is give whoever put up those walls space, because the walls are put up for a reason. And that means also that you've recognized the loss, because if walls are put up, that means whatever was available before is no longer available. So this is like the understanding of that. But you're very in your own power, you're very independent and passionate, and I feel you are aware that the connection itself still remains, these two cups over here. And so it's kind of like, these are like, the sad part of you is like looking at what's lost, but the inspired part of you is like remembering what still remains. And then this gives you some honestly clear direction of where you want to go. It's like, if this person is unavailable at this time to reach out to, then you're going to put your thoughts and your efforts into other things. You know, they're putting your thoughts and efforts into something that's already lost is not going to manifest anything other than more of that feeling. So you're putting your effort into what remains, the love. And if if the love and joy of each other as knowing each other remains, like, oh, how did I phrase that just now? Basically, so long as, like, if you focus on the good aspects of the connection, you can apply that into your daily life, even if you never saw that person again. But it also happens that brings you closer to that person energetically and through manifestation. Typically that happens in the physical world as well. It's like, if you want to see this person again, then it's like allowing all the parts that were gone to really spill away and to accept that and to move forward. That's the situation I'm getting so far. And then where that goes, it's the Ace of Pentacles. It gives you a fresh start. Wow. I was going to say a fresh start when it comes to yourself as usual, and that is the case, but it's like, it really is a fresh, that fresh start. You need a new beginning to start a new journey, to continue on your path of reaching like another happy fairy tale ending sort of scenario. So that is on the horizon. And Spirit just wants to say that there's an imbalance with what you know versus what is happening. So with that in mind, Page of Cups, it's about the connection. It's about your love situation. I think, yeah. So I just opened this and I got the Four of Wands. It's like, yes, you're manifesting coming together, but also you're not supposed to know everything. You're not supposed to know how that happens. For some of you, maybe it's for all of us, it's also a matter of not knowing when that really happens. You'll feel it. You'll feel the shift. You'll feel when it's time to take action. You'll feel when these walls come down. So like what I'm getting here is like, if you stay looking at these walls, you're not going to see you're not going to see the way to move around it. Sometimes you do have to take the longer route to reach your destination. And if your destination is coming together with this person, Spirit is kind of saying you're going to have to take what you know from your circumstances and kind of, and that includes your feelings of love for this person, and then like, and leave is one message I get, to be honest. And not leave as in like, okay, well, leave not as in like, oh, I never want to see this again, see this person or be in this experience, but more like, well, could be, but like, this is basically about like leaving to peace. This is like leaving thoughts. Yeah, that was the missing word I was trying to think of. Swords, air, it's your thoughts. So this isn't about like leaving in the physical space, like oh, I'm gonna move and never come back. This is more like I'm going to move my head space to much more peaceful thoughts. And so those, to me, peaceful thoughts, that usually includes like love, coming together, celebrating, and things like that. And if you bring up those thoughts and it brings up negative thoughts, as in like, oh, I want that, but I don't have that with this person, then like spirit is like advising, like maybe you're cycling this towards who is in your life, circumstances that you can be a part of, and trying to find peace in those circumstances. So this really is like leaving behind the lost energy and inviting new energy into your path. So we got a lot of swords with that. Something about that might bring some fear. Maybe these wands, so these wands, I feel, because they were the walls that were created between you and this person, they remind you of this person. So maybe you're attached to the walls themselves. Maybe you're attached to the remnants of the past, to the remaining energy of this person. And Spirit's trying to say, like, this is not the person that you're coming into union with anymore. This is the stuff that is being left behind. Your person shed that behind, and you're looking at the old skin of that person. You need to move on from that, let that go, and you're gonna have to like find the person all over again, basically. But that's gonna be a lot less scary than it seems, if that sounds kind of intense. That's why things take time, meditations, and like the whole point of this is not for that to be hard, but for it to be healing, which can be hard. But it's very accomplishing. It feels very, very good to let go of what's been lost and to allow new energy to come in. Spirit is saying, like, this love situation is going to work out. We get the 10 of Pentacles and we get the 10 of Cups. Those are both the short-term and long-term, like, happy ending cards. This is like you just got the happy ending, like, hooray. And this is like years and years of peace after that happy ending already happened. So it's just like, this is like the continuation, that like the end game, and this is like we just made it to end game. And those are both very good cards. So I think you know what this connection is. And if you're asking, should you be waiting or moving on when it comes to this person, then the message I would give is both. It is let go of all the parts of this person that has been lost, and what still remains. If all that remains is love, it won't matter. I mean, it will, but like it won't matter if they come back or not. And then that will bring a lot of sorrow, but that sorrow is different. That sorrow is the allowing of feeling like you just lost like the past of this connection, and so it'll feel very much. It's like breakup. It's basically like a goodbye, and so truly, I feel like we never entirely know if it's really the last goodbye or not. And that's the trick. I don't believe in final goodbyes. I believe if there was a final goodbye somehow, then we would have a hello in the next lifetime. We would have a hello when we recognize the energy is always with us. Things like that. So this was not a reading to tell you like if you're supposed to do this or do that. This is just the situation. Spirit is just very confident that whatever your situation is, you've attracted in this person you're going to come together with. And if that doesn't sound like you, then this is still the message of like that's what you're inviting. And then if it does sound like you, I mean like the person that you're thinking of, If it doesn't sound like the person you're thinking of, then this is the message of like, that's fine. You're going to meet someone that's your vibe, basically. That's you. And then if this does sound like your person, please take this as like confirmation that to have trust in the connection and have trust that this is going to work out. All right, so that was a really long message. I'm sending so much love and light. Hope that made sense. Peace out, guys. All right, so this is reading number 2. I took quite a while on the first reading, so let's see what reading number 2 is about. The Amethyst, the Knight of Cups. All right, so we already get right away. This is someone you feel very connected with, but you might be apart from. You might be able to contact them, but you're not 100% sure what would happen. Like, you might be able to send out a message, but you're like, would I receive a message? And then vice versa. Like, I'm feeling love for this person. Am I going to get a message? I'm just getting, you're like, wondering both of those things. And maybe the other person's wondering something similar as well. So this is going to be a slightly different spread. The first one I did like focusing on you type of thing. This is going to be like what are you and this person feeling type of thing for each other. And so that's the 8 of Swords. Stuck in these feelings. So let's see. What is the advice? So I see this is like you wondering about like what I was talking about. And this is the other person. They feel like they can't make any move. So I think you're right. I think if you sent a message that they wouldn't know what to do, they would feel stuck. And I feel if you don't do anything, they still feel stuck. So the best you can do is love this connection, trust it, and keep living your life. And for the other person, they need to figure out what is making them feel trapped with their thoughts, what they are so afraid of. They might need to figure this out. So the advice for you when it comes to this connection is the 2 of Swords. It's basically like, don't be stuck either. If you're stuck not knowing, like, should I send a message? Should I wait for a message? Spirit's saying, like, that's a bit of a trap. You're kind of stuck in this indecisive loop where you're not doing either. I mean, you're waiting, yes, but it's more like you're thinking about waiting. And so this is like, make a decision, and make a decision based off of what you know. If you know that they're stuck no matter what, if you know that you might never hear from them no matter what you do at this time, what do you do? That's what Spirit is asking you. Spirit's saying it's up to you. What do you do if the other person's not going to reciprocate? What do you do if the other person's not going to communicate? What do you do if the person is feeling stuck with their thoughts and they don't know how to communicate that? And they aren't going to tell you if they receive a message. They aren't going to give you a message. They're not going to communicate something to you. What do you do? That's what Spirit is asking you. There's no right or wrong answer. This is personal choice. It's whatever you think is right for you. I see this was the first card in reading number 1. So, you know, it is like a time of rest right now. You're not sure what to do. So when in doubt, detach. Just detach, step away, go within, meditate, get back to the bottom of who you are, to the core of your being, and then make a decision from there. And so then the other person's advice, and I'm going to go back and forth and just keep doing more advice with each one. The other person's advice is it's the other person that's actually stuck in the past now. They need to move on from what was said, what was done. Because swords are thoughts, and thoughts are words, communication, messages. So Spirit's advice for both of you has to do with getting out of where you are right now. So for you, it's like, with enough rest and contemplation, find your answer of what do you do regardless of the outcome. I'll give you a hint. The answer is love. It's love every time. So let's look at a clarifier. So with this 2 of Swords, I see you in an indecisive area. Where does this go? This goes towards 3 of Pentacles. This goes towards teamwork, trying to work together, trying to figure this out, which can be very tricky if you're with team members who are feeling stuck, right? So it looks like they felt stuck. This comes to an end. So let's see, once around the time you're in this energy of ready, of like, okay, I get it. Let's work together by working on ourselves. And whether or not you guys are going to do your part, I'm going to do my part. That's the energy I see you with. So I see you're choosing to commit. You're choosing to dedicate your time to this anyways. You're like, well, this is what I said I'm going to do. I'm going to love and be love and do love, you know? So let's see what the other person does. Wow, temperance, they heal. This happens, you know? They allow this to get to be done with. They're forgiving themselves or whoever. They're forgiving fate, I guess, if we're not gonna put a label on somewhere else. But basically they're just forgiving circumstances of whatever happened between you two, I guess, and allowing healing to come in, because when you can let go of that, they're gonna see all that remains still, once again, is love. And I think we all see this when we grow up in our lives, that really all that remains every single time is love. There are things we love that get lost, but we can hold on to the love of what was lost, and then it's no longer lost. I said that weirdly, but I hope that made sense. So I'm going to continue this to one final card, a bit of an outcome connectively. Wow, the Eight of Pentacles. This is the dedicated effort card, the working on yourself on a craft card. So this is like you're working on yourself. What do I need to feel good? This is like, okay, you both have that now. What do you do to work? What do you do with your time right now, with each day? So okay, so I'm actually gonna take 2 more cards. I'm always like last card, and then and then I flip more. King of Swords. Wow, this does seem to lead towards strength, where once you build enough of your own lives, it does look like you're gonna have enough strength to communicate. So just work on your own life, both of you, and what that means, because there's more to life than the two of you, than the romance of coming together. Queen of Swords. Woo! Look at that vibrational match, that you both want a fresh start. You both want to come together. You both know this as individuals. I feel if there's any fear or doubt you've got, that's more of this stuff that the other person is stuck in. And if you're going to be stuck in there too, it's going to make this even harder. And I just don't think that's going to be the case pretty soon for some reason. I just get this weird vibe that, yeah, this is going to take time. So maybe it's not going to be in a couple days. Maybe it's not even going to be in a couple months. But I have a strong sensation that you guys are going to be talking this year. It's not going to be super far. 7 of Wands and the 9 of Wands. But it is a matter, and the 9 of Wands right here, so in reading number 1, I talk about how like it's a matter of if you just walk around, take the longer route, you know, don't stay stuck. Spirit is saying like, when you reach conflict and challenges in your daily life, if it knocks you down and you don't want to get back up, that is gonna affect the pacing of this. So Spirit is saying whatever challenges you face, please trust you are meant to face them. And trust that if you get apprehensive or like unsure, that it's supposed to be like a puzzle for you to solve. So the advice with that is the 4 of Pentacles. It is to let go. The advice is to figure out the trick. The trick is, so if someone tells you like, hey, everything in your life you manifest, and then you reach a conflict and it comes from outside circumstances, the trick is, how did you manifest that? It's asking, how did I play my part in creating this? What is it about this that I'm holding on to? because clearly there's bad stuff that happens, and that's stuff we don't want. That's the stuff I think we're easy to want to let go of, but it's sticking around because there's still something that we're holding on to. Once you can determine what those things are, maybe this can even represent feelings like resentment, anger, or something. But I associate it strongly right now with fear, with walls, with shields, items, physical things that might make you feel protected. So this is like dropping the shield a bit. So like there will be a time, like this is a good energy, and then there will be a point if this becomes like too much. Spirit is saying it is okay to cry. Spirit is saying it is okay to let it out, to let go, to just really let go of the like attachment of this working out, basically. And that's gonna really let go of a lot of things. And then you're gonna realize when you do that, like, of course you still love the person after that. Like, have hope. It's gonna restore you with hope, and you're gonna just get tons of signs. That's why it can be frustrating, because people are like, should I move on or wait? And you're like, I move on, but then like when you do that and you grieve and you release, suddenly you get all these messages that the person is coming back or something, and you're like, what? Spirit, why are you giving my hopes up? That's on purpose. It's intentional. The point is because when you let go, you have what you let go of. It's very counterintuitive. It's weird, but it seems to be the case a lot of the time. Yeah, through any separation, that's kind of the test. The test is like, do you think they're really gone? The question is for you to answer. And then like, what do you do based off of that? All right, so those are the messages of what the situation was. Yeah, these messages are not meant to tell you what to do or something. This is just like supposed to help give confirmations for your journey, to give you some confidence with whatever it is you're doing right now when it comes to your journey. I was being redundant, but anyways, take care, guys. Peace out. All right, reading number 3, the Rose Quartz. So the card with this is the Hierophant. Wow. So I feel like, so for many of you guys, maybe we're all reading 1, 2, and 3, and there's just different aspects. So this is the aspect of the part of you that like totally knows what this connection is, totally trusts whatever your love situation is. Yeah, you're like very confident. You're coming together. It's just taking its own time. Right now you're in a time of pause when it comes to the love connection itself, like the 3D world aspect of it. You're facing, the 7 of Wands came back out. So you're facing your own challenges right now with your life when it comes to building, creating abundance. Like the term, we're not out of the woods yet. It's like, wait until you are fed and supported and have all the stuff that you need for your daily life, and then press the start button. So it's like, however this pause came to be, Spirit is saying, if you're wondering when should I hit the start button, the answer is when you've made it out of these challenges. You still have challenges to face at this time. You do know what you want. That's the good part. The challenging part is that right now you're finding blockages when it comes to manifesting something in the earth realm. So that can be literally money, that could be food, that could be anything that makes you feel that you have everything you need physically. With the 2 of Pentacles, I'm seeing we're all fine. We always do have what we need, but there are certain challenges that we need to figure out a way out of at this time in order to get more of what we need. And I feel that is what's created. That's the cycle of this time of pause. Yeah, you're in a time of pause, and you've got enough to keep going, but then you've got challenges blocking you that are just here at this time. So let's look into Spirit's, what Spirit wants you to know about those challenges. Oh my gosh, the 2 of Cups. That, wow, that this love, this love, I see this in this situation. I'm seeing that this love is supporting you greatly. Love is support, of course. So that just makes sense. So this love situation, I feel like even if you're in communication or not, whatever this time of pause is, it does look like it's giving you a lot of support. This person is giving you a lot of support in spirit. So they have very good intentions. If it's a love situation, I'm always like, yeah, intentions are love. That makes sense. The Nine of Wands. And at the same time, I see this person is also maybe a part of these wands, that the walls that were put up between you guys might be a part of what's manifesting these challenges. So your advice might be the same as the other ones. It is to step away and focus on yourself and manifest for yourself. Once you've created that, the Eight of Swords. Yeah, these are cards that came out in reading number 2. So, what is Spirit saying about this? The Page of Cups. This also came out. I'm gonna use this deck. Be bold and make the first move. I still don't have the message quite yet. Hold on. A new start is coming. Spirit is saying, for many of you out there, step away from the connection and do your own thing. That is the bold first move. I feel like you guys are very used to your first move being like reaching out. This might mean doing something different than that. You and your loved ones are safe. This is like trust. Basically, the situation is asking that you trust, you make the first move, you free yourself, you are good enough, and let this go for now. That right now is the time to believe in it and to have hope, but it's also the time of pause. This is the time of pause. The challenges are time. Okay, where's that? These things in your way, instead of battling them, you can work with them. You can work with those challenges and see them as blessings and see them as like, oh, these are signs of what I should be working on right now. If there's something that's creating stress in your life, you should be working on that aspect and turning it into a blessing, turning it into something that works in your favor. So if you got a lot of different tasks and they're all like pushing you down, you either take that task out of your life or you find a way to communicate with that task, to work with it so that it gives back to you as well. If you give to that task, you'll know if it's a good energetic investment if it gives back. And so that will help you greatly out of this energy. So right now is just the time of trusting, letting go with the flow. The flow right now does seem to be a blockage between you and this person. Spirit is saying this is a true love connection, okay? Like this is a person like down the road, like what is this? Nine of Pentacles. Was that the it's Justice. Down the road, you're going to just be on your own, like independent, doing really good, and just suddenly like everything kind of, the scales come back, like balance out. It's like don't tip with the scales. The scales, if you don't mess with them, if you don't push things one way or another, aka going with the flow, you'll move yourself forward. Like you actually are allowed to have whatever you wish to manifest. But the fastest way to manifest it is to let go of everything, including trying to put the scales in a way, like the idea of like, if I do this, is that how I get there? If I if I make myself happy, if I make myself feel loved and this, is that how I get there? No. It's like, there's no doing this to get to that. It's like, that is where you're already going. And so, it's like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about the details. Spirit's like, it's on us. We'll, like, we'll get you there. Just, just live your life, like, and sit back and relax. But that is gonna look funny, because what that means is living our life, actually living our life, and like, and feeling that way about ourselves, feeling safe, feeling like we have all the love that we need within ourselves, and that all the people around us that we love and they love us, of course, you know, feeling that and just trusting. And when you have that trust, then it's like, I really feel like these challenges are about to just wash away. So I feel like for all of us, our situations are going to change like dramatically, probably by like January 20th, if not February, March. Depends on how, like, what pace your own journey is going at, but yeah, I'm expecting big changes, so I am hoping for the best. Just keep on going, keep doing what you're doing. This was more of like a confirmation reading, so hopefully that all resonated with you guys, and those are all the messages. I'm sending so much love and light. Thank you all for listening. I hope this was helpful. Take care.